Nope, you can't hear anymore. It's just like quiet apart from the occasional gnome who's not quite dead yet.
All right.
Hey,
That's a 21.
I shout out to I shout out to Gator. Don't push yourself too hard. You've got a bad ticker.
I need to make some kind of endurance check to see if I just fall off the ship.
Just raw.
Barely hang on.
Jeez. Okay, I'm going to be checking where Jim Lad came from.
This is kind of... So the central one is kind of like the whole of the bottom area.
Oh, we've got cannons.
Yep, unfortunately there are actually cannons on here.
Oh dear.
Will one of the gnome crossbows fit in one?
That's
With the proper escape artist check, they will.
Yeah, depends how hard you cram them.
Yeah, because I really want to see what the damage roll is on a cannonball.
Oh.
God damn.
Well, their head will fit in there at least. But
maybe the toad will be kind enough to leave us that bit.
So, you've got the captain's quarters.
You're right there, Mirak.
No.
The Dragonborn is crying, which is quite impressive to see Dragonborn don't actually have tear ducts.
No, they don't, do they? But speaking of, by the way, I'm just going to pop a healing surge to heal myself.
Wow, that's a lot of ship.
Yeah, it's a fairly large... It's got multiple decks.
The giant toad just belches in contentment.
So, you've got the captain's quarters on the very top. The layer below has got like a meeting room and map room. The forecastle has got like a petty officer's deck, I guess. Smaller table and a few other things. Then you've got the gun deck with 4 private bedrooms at the back. The main cargo hold with another 2 bedrooms. And then the keel, which is kind of got the kitchen in it, and 2 more non-private bedrooms.
So we've got 9 private bedrooms and 2 bunk areas, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, you can see there's like hammock spaces scattered throughout the other lower areas.
Yeah. And so we can fit 11 people on in comfort and privacy, and then some crew.
Yeah.
Who are measured only by D10s.
Well, currently the only crew you got is the 2 gnomes. That's if you can convince them to work for you.
I'm pretty sure we can convince them to work for us when we tell them the other crew will be whatever villagers we can assemble. And if they don't work for us, they will have their vengeance upon them.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, maybe we should give some thought to maybe putting some of these fires out down there and seeing if anybody's alive or trapped or hiding.
Yeah, pretty good idea.
Yeah.
You say that, but I think someone's house being on fire is a great recruitment tool.
Aren't you the godly cleric?
I am my god is the god of moonlight and roguishness.
All right, well, I'm going to mark the captain's room with my scent and then go down to the ground and check on Jim Lad and the villagers. If anybody else wants to come along,
I'll
that would
take
be
the
awesome.
petty officer's desk because that's like the most wooded area of the ship, and that's where my elvishness feels.
I just realized I was muted.
Yeah, I'm afraid you were for that some duration of time there, yeah. So I'll pop down to the surface as well. Start poking around.
You guys missed it like a majority of my witty remarks.
No.
So
this is really a relative word.
Alright, we should get these guys, tied up and put into the brig and whatnot, make sure they don't have any...
Well, we have a brig.
You got a few rooms on the 3rd level at the front that could be locked up.
Do they have portholes?
No, there's
Well, first thing I'm going to do is take the captain and tie him up in one of the chairs in the meeting room. So when he wakes up, he's properly, so we can actually talk to him when he wakes up. And another question about the two gnome crossbowmen: is one like skinny with a false eye, and the other one short and fat?
Yeah, they are now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, really. I see what you're doing.
So, are you going to wait for them to come round, or are you going to investigate the village?
I'm going to go down and aid some of the villagers in a relatively in-character moment.
Alright. I'm going to go with you, since I also have surgery abilities.
Yeah, as I have some healing abilities, I better pop down as well.
I'm going
Can I
to stay
just
up
take
here.
a 20 to go down? I don't need to roll acrobatics or athletics or anything.
No, going up in combat is different to going up in...
Can we also take a short rest?
Yep, you can all have a short rest if you want.
Because some of us need surgeons and such.
I haven't taken any damage during that last fight, sadly enough. Kind of sad.
I'll be fine.
Is this a time you could use a healing surge too, if you wanted to get a little?
And
yep.
Yeah. And don't forget, I do have a Song of Rest going on. Basically, when an affected character spends a healing surge at the end of the rest, that character gains additional hit points equal to my charisma modifier with each healing surge.
So -4, right?
Har, no, plus 3. No.
Okay.
Oh, I need to address that. I actually spent like 3 healing surges.
What?
Alright, I'm done.
Worry about it if it comes into play.
We can manually type into that, like the spent one.
Okay, cool. I only had 2 wounds in before it anyway, so after the rest.
I'm going to be marching the crossbowmen over here to this kind of common room.
Which, down there?
Bottom deck.
Bottom deck, common room. Nah.
Like right where I am.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And gonna seal them in, and while everybody else is busy, I'm gonna be tossing the ship.
Get your head out of the gutter. That's terrible.
Yeah, that is terrible.
Where would you fit?
Yeah.
It's a Britishism or something. I don't know. I'm tossing it for loot.
Nope, that's not even
Alright.
Britishism. That's
That
really
that's 19 to perform triage on people.
God.
Are there people that need help?
Yeah, I think there are people who need help before we start robbing them blind, just as a thing.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do the same.
Look at
What I can
We
help
own
out.
we own the ship, so like priorities people. Let's
Nice.
go and
All the healing. All the healing.
Triage, dead.
Dead.
Wham, alive.
Are there any living... Also, what race are the villagers?
Villagers are all humans.
see they're important. Okay, no. Are they humans of the Imperium? No, I'm not gonna say that.
I'll be
No.
at the helm with the ship, by the way.
Oh, yep.
And, yep. No. And I'll be singing this.
I roll to convert survivors to my religion.
Ruler of the Queen's Navy, whose manly praise Britain proudly chants, and we are his sisters and his cousins and his aunts.
You have no idea how much you disappoint me in my faith in the human race.
Dude, Gilbert Sullivan
I'm-
is awesome.
I'm joking around. And yes, Gilbert Sullivan is awesome. Although, actually, in your case, I would have expected Modern Major General.
I actually had that prepared, but it didn't quite
You do,
fit at
don't
the
you?
time.
Oh, good.
Yes, I really do.
We have to be in the middle of an actual engagement for the Major Major General to apply.
I
That
suppose,
was
yeah.
That was 2 days for it to work, for the most
If
part.
we were dealing with a, say, a warlord situation or somewhat... Actually, if Trust was a warlord, that would apply perfectly.
Yeah, another reason in the column of why Trust shouldn't be a warlord.
Yeah.
Diplomacy, yeah, but that works for diplomacy, intimidate, bluff, works for all kinds of shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, warlord basically is like a bard, but a different hat. More melee-centric, I guess. Actually, you can be a crossbow captain warlord. You can be like a ranged...
That's true. Actually, you can be a ranged warlord, I think.
It's Arrow Captain Warlord.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage managed it all right.
No, he was the Lord of War, which is a different thing.
The warlord was the African guy who was selling guns to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and thematically, he's where the other African guy executed war. Is the true Lord of War was a man who controlled the war, and since Nicholas Shane controlled the guns, he controlled the war.
Yeah.
So anyway, villagers dying.
Villagers dying. Yes, we've made
Yeah.
some heal checks.
We rolled our heal checks. What happened, Gray?
You managed to patch together about 10 villagers. The rest are dead. There's a couple of too badly wounded for you to
What
save.
about Jim Lad down there? Has he already kicked the bucket?
Oh yeah, Jim had, quite a fine pate.
I think I'm just going to sweep them up into a bucket so the villagers don't find that.
Do we have in the villagers? Are they all just regular people, or is there anyone who's distinguishes himself as a leader type?
No, they all look fairly regular. They look fairly shocked and start asking you. Are you from? Did the Duke send you?
No, we just arrived
No.
here not that long ago.
We only just arrived here, yes.
Yeah.
But
Just apropos of nothing, how long have you guys been in this formless purple void?
about a week.
That's close enough to where we're at. Did your whole town appear here at the same time?
Yeah, we went to bed one night, woke up next morning, and everything had gone.
What year is it? I
12
tell them what year it is in our reckoning.
I've never heard of that reckoning.
That's
I-
what I thought.
I think we're on a different, scale of cultural divides. For if these guys are pulled from a different, culture and land from further from us. Eyeballing it, can I check if they're like, say, where did we originate from? Like, if we were like in a city state, where would our current point of origin be for our party?
I'm not entirely sure. I didn't really think of that.
Like, if our party was from a country,
Yeah.
like, where would that be? Like Manlandia or what?
Gray went to a lot of effort so that he didn't have to try and pull together our disparate backgrounds into one solid canon.
Yeah.
And now you're ruining all of it.
Did anyone make up a
You're a
land
bad
they were
person.
from?
No.
I asked you, could I, and was specifically told not
No,
to.
I did say specifically don't.
I'm from Cybertron.
Well,
Yeah, okay. He's got you there.
Yeah, okay.
put it like that. Let's all say that we were from the frontier of a joint city-state movement for colonization. How's that?
Yeah, that's fine.
And
Cool,
we were pulled from where we're from, and we're asking these guys, what country were you from originally? Before we ended up here with us?
We were for Frenzler.
Frenzla?
Frenzler, yeah.
Can I roll an intelligence check to see if I can ever heard of Frenzla?
Yeah.
Where's my?
That'd be a history check?
No, straight intelligence, because it's not really. I'm using a skill or something like that, because I might not even know where Frenzla is. So, let me roll my intelligence to see if I've ever heard of it. 4. I have never heard of Frenzla. And I think it's Frenz.
One, I have not only never heard of Frenzler, I have never heard of any of the lands bordering Frenzler.
Nope.
Okay, wait.
I know
okay,
exactly where Franza is.
All right,
And
hang on.
now-
I'll give it a shout.
You actually.
I know.
Balrak is from Frenzler.
and now the fun part is.
He's Franz,
Is that-
actually.
And now for the fun part is, Malrek, you can describe Frenzla to us, and Malrek can describe the history of Frenzla.
Yes. Between the two of us, we know everything there is to know about Franzla.
Actually,
So-
you don't. You do know
Actually,
there's.
I'm just going to make up what Frenzla is.
No.
So
No, you. There's.
Right, I rolled a 1 on intelligence and history. I don't believe Frenzler exists.
Well, you'd be right, actually. Because Malrak actually also knows that he's never heard of anywhere called Frenzler.
So technically, I was right.
Have
Yeah.
I ever heard of anything called Franzla in history?
No.
Right. Okay.
So it's either we have never heard of Frenzla. Do you have any idea what plane you were on, or do you have any, or maybe it'd been a different, disparate world?
They look at you as if you're talking gibberish. Play?
Yeah. Sorry.
They're peasants. That this is so far beyond their.
Scope of understanding.
Yeah.
But no. Have you heard? When was the last time you heard from the Duke?
2 weeks ago, he came to collect his taxes.
comes to taxes. So
Yeah.
no, I do believe that currently you are now a free fiefdom because the Duke is probably not outside of your sphere of influence.
The Duke will be back, we're sure. He's never left us before.
Well, here's a question: which way was the Duke from?
East.
East. Okay. How far east? Do you know where his keep is?
His keep is 2 days east.
2 days east. Well, we do have a ship. We can go check on the Duke if you wish.
That would mean leaving our homes.
Well,
No. We can take the ship.
we can take the ship to go check the Duke. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Which means that it'll take us 2 days to get there, 2 days to get back. You've got 4 days to put out the fire and make it look like you're worth paying, like the protection money he gets from you.
Protection money? We don't pay any
tithes.
protection money.
Taxes.
Tithes,
Taxes, I mean.
yes.
But here's another consideration. Thinking of this, my friend, that your current geological location different from other places that were currently supplying you trade, and maybe your farmlands are currently gone. Therefore, you have no ways of sustaining this current society you have. So, may as well you can come with us and help us find out what's going on with the situation.
You know, I didn't
You
understand.
used far too many long words.
Okay,
there.
what he's saying
It'd be safer. It's dangerous to
You're
be
probably
alone.
lost
Come with
forever.
us.
I was going to say. That
Come
was,
with us if
never
you
gonna
want
see
to
the
live.
Duke again.
Exactly.
that was an
You're
exception.
probably fucked unless you come with us.
Gray,
99% chance
Yeah.
you don't come with us, you die.
is there any like flora knocking about at all? Like flora or fauna knocking about?
Yeah, there's a few flowers and plants and stuff like that.
Could I use a nature roll to see if I can like tie it down to a region or if I recognise any of it?
Yep.
16.
Nope, you've never seen anything like this before.
Well,
Right,
you've-
and that as an elf makes me worried.
How
you
many
may have
moons did these guys
Actually,
have in
pretty
their
small.
sky?
Is he Gray? Is he at all seeing like analogs to plants that he would know? Like if they were
Yeah, there's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not
It's
completely,
all
but
a
not the
bit
same.
odd.
Yeah, it's kind of like where that one should have 4 fronts, it's got 6. And that one's berries aren't the right shade of green.
Can I ask them what year should we ask them what year it is?
We did.
We
Oh,
did.
we did? Okay.
Yeah,
They
they're all
don't
completely...
use this. They don't use the same calendar as us.
No.
From
Yeah,
what we can
that's
tell, it's a different place entirely from any place we've already seen. We may have known of.
They don't
Yeah.
use the Cybertron calendar, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alternate dimension. Yeah. So altered dimensions, possibly.
Yeah, definitely. Like these plants are too similar to be from an entirely different place, but too different to be from anywhere nearby.
So
If that
who's
makes sense.
diplomatic in this group?
Me.
I have
Can
some
you, like,
diplomacy,
maybe-
but not as bad.
Explain to them in a way that's not going to like freak them out, just
Or
kind of what the
confuse them.
situation is, so they
Yeah,
can
I
make
get
a
that.
decision. I mean, I feel like
So
they
we
should
need
know.
a way to make confused peasants believe something scary and alien in a way that's simpler for them.
Well,
So
they
use
are.
religion.
I can come
Yeah,
down.
I'm rolling religion. Nope.
You are useless, aren't you?
I
Okay,
can come
I-
down and scare
Clever.
them.
I slide down on the.
They
I come
don't
down-
recognise your god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I come down the anchor rope, and I approach, and use glib limerick, which I don't know why it doesn't want to load.
Glib or Limerick, you can do it without the reagent cost since you're a bard. That's your big thing.
Yeah, but it's just trying to make sure what the exact bonus of that was. I thought it was gonna pop up, but apparently not.
I think Glib Limerick lets you do a double on the diplomacy roll.
Oh yeah, unless we take
You-
the higher roll. Let's take
You
the
can
higher
take
roll.
that. So basically, it's to interpretation. You're doing it twice, and they're like, "Oh, that sounds awesome. Oh, that sounds awesomer."
I
they're
could
trying
go
to
down and
interpret what you're
bite one of
saying.
them.
All right, and I will go ahead and greet them with my words of friendship. So I get, it's a minor encounter thing. Am I allowed to use that?
If we're doing a social encounter, this is more freeform, so you may be able to use it. It's up to Gray. What's up?
Yeah, I think for social or stuff like that, yeah, you should be okay.
Well,
And
you can I've actually done D&D games where they've actually had debates as combat encounters. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
want to go that far with this, but
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
These are villages. You would annihilate them, so
Yeah.
And they would do well to remember that.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and so I get +5 to my diplomacy. and I roll twice and take the higher option, take the higher roll. So I'll explain to them. Okay, we were at a camp. We were camping. We made camp for the night, and when we awoke, we were. It seems like the very land itself had been lifted, and we were floating around in a great void. Eventually, we came to rest at at the mountain you see over there, and I gestured to it. Inside, we encountered a dragon, a young dragon, and we were forced to slay it. Don't worry, there's no more in there. We took care of that. You can see for yourself if you really want to. And after that, some more time passed. We rested for another day. That's what we did, right? Another overnight thing, or no? It was several days.
Several days.
It was
5 days.
Several days later, we happened to rest upon this place and came across your people in the situation they were in. Decided to lend our assistance, and now we have, which is useful. Now we have this airship, and we may be able to escape this. If not, well. Point is, if you stay here, you may end up somewhere else, and it might. And since the last time we moved around, we came across a dragon. So the safest thing would be for your people to come with us. We can watch out. We can watch out for you, and we can work together. And if we're lucky, we'll be out of this in no time. Won't we depart the airship? If not, at least you're with people you can count on and can trust. So I really hope you consider coming with us.
All right.
We won't force you to.
Please consider flying Trust
Yes, we
Air.
will.
Indeed. Please come on.
We will kill
please
that.
embark on Trust Air. But
Can
I
we roll
implore
like?
you, we won't. It's your choice, but I won't force you. But I really hope you consider coming with us
Right, make me a diplomacy
for your own
test.
safety.
Make
All right,
me a
then.
diplomacy test with +5. Because that was quite an impressive speech.
Thank you. So that's +10. So I've got +10 to my diplomacy. So I have a +20.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Well, I already have +10. I got
Oh,
+5
10.
from the Lords of Friendship, and he just gave me another +5. So that's
Yeah.
+10. So that's
As long as you
+20.
don't roll a 1, you're pretty much fine.
Yeah. Well,
I like having the dice in there just to mess it up.
there's that one, and there's that
Well,
one plus
then.
another 10. That's 20. That's 32 and 26. So
Yeah,
I think
they
32.
they decide that maybe they should follow you. It's like we're not sure of trusting that thing, but
You can always trust the bard.
okay.
Finger guns.
It's better to be together than it is to be alone. This doesn't seem like a place you can walk alone.
Yeah.
We don't like having to ask this, but do you have any food? We have a little, but
What do you define as food?
Atty, did you find any food while you were rampaging through the ship?
He's not down here though.
Was it Atty or who was it who was
Atty's
pillaging the
looking-
ship?
And he's
Yeah.
on the ship.
Atty's found 200 gold pieces.
I'm on the ship.
So
Well,
They
we don't know.
They didn't have any supplies or food
And
or anything.
I was looking for food. Did I find any food?
you found probably enough for about 2 weeks for a crew of about 30.
Okay, so
Okay.
we'll be good for a while because there's about 18 of us total, I think.
Yeah, so you've probably got about 3 weeks food.
So it looks like there's some stuff on the ship. We'll have to be a bit careful with it because we don't know for sure if we're going to get out of here or not. We'll have to make it. So we're going to have to make it last.
We have about a week's worth of food. Unfortunately, most of our food was stored in a barn, which wasn't brought across with us.
Ouch.
So I'm
do
going to
you
make a nature check and see if I can just gather stuff from this whole area here. See if there's any grass or stuff we can use to extend it, or herbs or that kind of stuff, just so we can have a little more leeway than that.
Some salt, maybe.
So that's a 16. Yeah, just anything I can find
I'll
that'll
do the
help
same.
us.
We could always
That's
go
11.
and get that dragon carcass.
It was a white dragon. I don't think it's going to be able to.
Yeah, it's uneatable.
It's definitely preserved, but I don't know how tasty
We
it
can
would be.
eat it.
Can I roll streetwise to check any of these buildings that were currently up? Is the fires out, by the way?
Yeah, the fires are out.
Can I check any of these buildings that were currently on fire? If any of them were like, if they were what's the word? They were like safe houses for disreputable characters. Like they had false doors, false bottoms. Like if anyone has anything stashed. Whoops, 7.
No.
No, nothing.
Alright,
No.
I have streetwise too. I can help you. Apparently not.
No, these are all very trustworthy villagers.
Well, you know how it is. I mean, sometimes people have stuff stored away so the revenue doesn't see that.
Yeah, I
They're
think
peasants.
The
Back to
Underground
Doggo.
Railroad.
certainly wouldn't be time to leave it now. I imagine they would have gotten it.
Loot, you say? Nope, nothing here.
Right,
I'll
Greg,
be part
you
of so
know
much
how I
priority.
checked the plants earlier and they were off, but similar but slightly off?
Yeah.
What skill would it be to check the buildings and the architecture? Would it be dungeoneering or perception?
Yeah, dungeoneering's your general tech use skill for this.
Yep, 21.
Yeah, they're not a style you've seen before.
Right.
They're close. I mean, there's only so many ways you can build a house, but
Yep, that's a house.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you're a dwarf. You don't know what human houses look like anyway.
These people build their houses above ground.
Yeah,
What
mad,
is
though.
monstrosity is this?
Can I go ahead and make an Arcana check and see if I can detect anything in the area? Because maybe there's maybe there's somebody watching us or something. See if I can detect magic being
The
used
house-
around.
Their houses aren't made of metal.
their houses are not made of metal or stone. I am completely confused. Quick question, Gray. Apropos of nothing, and then I'm going to be quiet for a bit. Can I go up to the crow's nest of the ship and see if I can? And does the ship have any binoculars or spyglasses?
Yeah, it's got spyglass and a couple of lookout posts.
All right. Can I acquire a spyglass? Go to the top of the crow's nest and see if I can spy any other land masses in the distance.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to roll a perception. Does a spyglass give me a bonus to perception, or just it lets me try to see it?
No, it just lets you see. So.
All right. 18 to see if there's any other land masses out there.
No, once you get a certain distance out, the fog just gets too thick.
All right.
You can see further with that, but this kind of whatever the void's made up just stops any long distance vision.
All right. I'm going to yell that down to them to let them know that there seems to be a draw distance problem here.
If they set the draw to low.
Cry havoc and let slip the fog of war.
I was trying to get my own pen in. I missed a lot of them when I was muted.
Are there, if we are to check the captain's quarters, and is there a navigator's area or an area that seems to have any kind of maps or?
Yes, Gator's in it at the moment.
All right, well I'm going to look around there with a 30 of perception and see if I see anything that looks interesting in terms of has land masses or any kind of navigation or how they're navigating this thing, because there's no points of reference.
They seem to have sketched out some form of map, but it's not really got much on it. There's only really one other landmass, and it's pretty much that with a vector arrow on it.
So we know it's the general direction we could head to get to a bigger area, maybe where they came from.
Yeah, it's not a bigger
where
area.
the bigger area was when they set off
it's
from it, that bigger area will have moved since then.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm thinking.
So these guys, I'm going to let the other guys know that these guys look to be just as lost as we were. Show them the map.
We're not lost.
You know
We know
exactly where you are.
In fairness,
Yeah.
we've only moved about 100 feet from our campsite.
Okay, these people are not indigenous to this voided area. They apparently got sucked into this space like we did, and we're trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, but they
So-
apparently got sucked into this space that we did from a separate dimension to our own.
Yes.
Can I shout down for you guys to like ask them if they have any charts or maps of their own land, so I can keep a log of different places that have been acquired?